Hi, my name is Michaela. I am originally from New Zealand and, oh that sounded so Kiwi, New Zealand. But I am currently living in Germany. I'm doing my PhD at the University of Tübingen, and yeah, my husband and I moved here for my PhD. We basically are documenting our lives here in Germany. That's why I started my YouTube channel, and yeah, we kind of just document our life and exercise and university and all that fun stuff. I don't know if you've been around for a while, you can probably tell that I'm speaking slower. I am trying so hard to speak slower. I realized this morning I had to do an introduction at church and I spoke so fast and I was like, this needs to change. So I'm trying, but it's actually really weird talking to the camera, because if you've seen any of my last videos, we took a 3-ish, 2.5, 3-ish week holiday around Switzerland for my birthday, and that was so much fun, but the majority of it was not talking to the camera. It was filming things that we were seeing, because yeah, we were pretty busy and we were around people a lot, and I didn't want it to interrupt the flow of the holiday, but I also wanted to remember the holiday. I traveled a lot as a kid and I don't really remember much of it, so I kind of wanted to make a point of, yeah, filming the places that we go to and stuff. Anyway, those are all up now, so have fun watching those. I don't know how many it ended up being. I didn't film, well, I filmed a lot, but not tons, not as much as I normally do. Anyway, so tonight is our last night here in Stuttgart. If you're new here, hi, welcome. But also, so I'm studying at the University of Tübingen, and it's really hard to find an apartment in Tübingen because it's a student town, and we moved to Germany in December, which is kind of the middle of a term or like a semester, and so there was basically no accommodation. And then also Germans, this is an overview, but most Germans who are renting out a place prefer to meet the people in person. That's been our experience, and so we struggled to find anything while we're still in New Zealand. So we ended up getting an apartment in Stuttgart, and I was like, oh, it's only an hour and a half, it'll be fine. And then I thought it was gonna just be for a few months, because I thought it was just gonna be until we got our visa approved. And then we had lots of visa issues, which is coming later. Basically, as soon as we get it in hand, I'm making a video about everything that happened, because I couldn't find any information on visas. Anyway, so I thought it was going to be a few months, and 8, almost 9 months down the track, we are finally moving to Tübingen. And when we moved into this apartment, I did a whole apartment tour, which I'll link at the top if you want to see that. But we rearranged everything. We basically got the keys, walked into the apartment, and rearranged all the furniture because it looked awful. The arrangement just felt really crowded, and we've moved it back to that arrangement now, but we didn't actually video it before the like tour of everything. And we also didn't take a photo, which meant it took us a long time to remember how it was. But anyway, I thought that I would walk you through what it looks like, because it looks so different to what we had it set up as. The only problem is that we've got all our boxes, so right now you'll see it with all the boxes, but then tomorrow morning before we leave, I think I'll just take a quick photo or something of it empty. And yeah, I just thought that, like, when we moved in, I said in the video that I wanted to kind of review each place as we left it, just to, like, for my own memories really. The majority of the reason is just to remind myself how I found living there and go through some memories and kind of reflect on it. But then also, I don't know, if anyone was moving to places that we were moving to. For example, we're moving into student accommodation in Tübingen. Having a review of somebody else having gone through that student accommodation I find really helpful. So I thought that why wouldn't I do the same? And originally I thought it might be helpful, apart from the fact that the apartment block that we have been living in, we think is being sold. We basically all got letters delivered. Sorry? All repurposed, yeah. We basically all got letters delivered to us from the management, and they were saying that everybody needs to be out of the apartment block by the end of September because it needs to be like revamped, and they need to fix piping because there are so many piping issues here.
It's clearly not that. It's clearly relatively recently being refurbished.
And that's like exactly what I was just about to say, is that it doesn't seem like they're demoing the building, because a lot of work seems to have already been done. Like the bathroom seems not brand new, but very, very recently put in and stuff like that. So we don't know what's happening, but we are very thankful that we're not being rushed out of the place, because we were speaking to some other tenants here who were saying that like they'd signed a 6-month contract and it's all of a sudden being cancelled. And one person thought that they might be opening this up as a refugee house for people who are fleeing from Ukraine. But again, a lot of it is hearsay. We don't know what's happening. All the letter said is that they're needing to do some works, and so they're basically kicking everybody out. Anyway, so my whole point of talking about this and reviewing this place so people could hear about it isn't gonna really be working, but I think a lot of what we say can probably be attributable to if you're first finding accommodation in Germany, because it's very different, at least in our experience, to tenanting in New Zealand. I think, what was it you were saying, that in New Zealand it's a lot more in favor of the tenant than the landlord?
All the regulations and stuff.
Yeah, whereas here in Germany, at least what we found, is it seems very, very favourable towards the landlord versus the tenant. So that's been interesting. Anyway, that's a very long intro. I will give you a quick walkthrough of the apartment. It's a total mess, but anyway. And then I think we'll just have a quick chat about what it's been like living here. So excuse the mess. And excuse the fan, which is still going because it's boiling hot. That's one thing we'll talk about. The mirror that was over by the bathroom was actually by the front door. And we've just put these chairs here because we've got our own chairs. And then we've cleared out all of this. So in this middle section here is where we had our coffee machine. And then down here we had our pots and pans and stuff. And then we've got a final few dishes to do. The fridge is pretty much cleared out. And then we've cleared out the pantry entirely and cleaned it, and then we've cleared out this was always there, but the big change is over here. So ignore all of the boxes and Luke's feet on the bed.
Hello.
So imagine those boxes aren't there. The bookcase in the back is ours, so it's coming, but when we walked into this apartment, there was the desk right beside the couch, right beside the chest of drawers with a TV. The chest of drawers with the TV was already here, and like it's been in previous videos, so you'll recognize it if you've been around here. But what we had it rearranged to was the couch was coming along here, so that it opened up this space almost as like a living room type thing, so it wasn't just like a straight thing. Plus we were like, why the heck would you have the couch facing the bed and the bed facing the TV? Anyway, we rearranged that, and then this desk was over here where the mirror was, so that it was separate from everything, and then Luke had his kind of workspace here, and then where the fan and the boxes are is where my desk was. And then the other big thing was that here's the bed. On the other side, the bed was actually pushed up against the wall, and this bedside unit we used as a coffee table, or like a couch side unit when the couch was coming along this way. And then the other big change, so the mirror used to be here. We're walking into the bathroom, so there's this like unit here, this wooden unit, which is what they had all the towels stacked on, and we just felt like it invaded the space in the bathroom. So we had that in Luke's cupboard as extra storage, because Luke's cupboard didn't have any storage. It's basically just like a gigantic open area. We took out these shelves and put them elsewhere, and then we put the big shelving unit in here. So those are like the main changes that we made, and that's all done now. Like, it's rearranged back and everything. And so I thought we'd just have like, hi by the way, this is Luke. We thought we'd just have a quick chat about like what it was like living here and stuff, and some of the things that went on that I didn't really want to talk about at the time because it wasn't fun. But yeah, I guess the main things was our packages getting stolen. If we go through negatives first, our packages being stolen right at the beginning.
One or two.
There were, I thought there was 3 in total.
Maybe
2 or 3. The fact that we had no mailbox, the issue with the address, and so any post that was sent to us from outside Stuttgart got sent back to, like, it bounced and said that the address was incorrect. The Legionnaires outbreak, poor communication with the management. I can't really think of anything else. But then on the other, like, on the positive side, we're really close to the S-Bahn, and so it was like a 6-minute walk to the S-Bahn, which is really handy because then you're not taking like multiple different stops or having to include like a 20-minute walk.
The location overall was really good because
location was to yeah.
Like 500 meters to the train, a little bit more to the supermarket, and similar to the gym. So
we're in Weilimdorf. I've had to cut that out of so many videos because Luke would just like blurt it out, and I didn't want to put it in. I can put a map on the screen of where in Stuttgart it is. It's like northwest, and there's an Aldi Süd, which is like a 10-minute walk. It's just on the other side of the train tracks, and then the train, like I said, is like a 6-minute walk. It's quite an industrial area, so it's relatively quiet. Like, there's no cafes or nightlife or anything like that. It's just like
pretty much all big office blocks.
Pretty much is all big office blocks. And then just past the office blocks, which is about a 20-minute walk maybe, is a big hill with a big wind turbine on, and you get to the top of the hill and you can see like Stuttgart Center and all the way out to Schloss Solitude, and kind of it's a nice 360 degree, and that was a really nice walk to take. And I think maybe as well because it's quieter, we saw a lot of wildlife. Like, I showed in one of my previous videos a legless lizard that we saw, and Luke saw a fox, was it?
Mm-hmm. There was a fox on the hill.
There was a fox on the hill, and we saw lots of squirrels, and all of that was... Actually, didn't we see a robin the other day? No.
There's been a few robins.
A few robins, and then the...
A mouse.
No, lots of mice. The woodpecker, and like, it's all stuff that we just haven't seen from New Zealand.
Actually, I didn't tell you, there were bats last night, little bats.
Oh my gosh.
When I was walking.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Luke went for a walk at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something, because we've been like packing, and he's like, I just need to get out of the house. Yeah. So like, that side of it has been really cool, and it was super easy. The place was advertised, we got it through Wonderflats, and it was advertised as like a place for expats or people who need to easily get into a place before they can find something else. And so a lot of people had who lived here had just moved to the country or were here short term on a work contract, and so they just needed somewhere easy to stay. And so yeah, we paid about, was it 610 a month? 610 a month, 610 euros a month, and that was all inclusive of rent, power, water, internet, which was dodgy. The internet half the time just wouldn't let me connect, but anyway, it just wouldn't give me an IP address. And then free washing machines and dryers. Like, overall, that side of things was really brilliant, and it's one of the main reasons that we didn't move to Tübingen early, apart from the fact like that we thought we couldn't because of the visa issue. But what we had here was significantly cheaper than most other places we were looking at, even including in Tübingen. Like, we could have moved into a place in Tübingen straight away if we wanted, because we were offered one while we were in New Zealand through the university. But it was literally, I think it was 12 or 1500 euros a month, not including
water.
Yeah.
Which isn't like an absurd amount.
Well, it's about what we were paying in New Zealand.
But it's double what we
But it's,
here.
yeah.
I can That's still less than what we're paying in New Zealand.
That's just sad. So yeah, so that side of things was really good, but it was also really difficult. Like right at the beginning, you have to register your place of residence in Germany within 2 weeks of moving in, and I was like probably that annoying tenant who just moved in and sent an email every single day, because you have to have a form from your landlord in order to be able to register, and it took them a month to get it to me, which is probably fine, but it was just really stressful. And then anytime that there were any other issues, it was just really hard to get in contact with them, and they didn't really seem to care. Like if we double back that with the packages being stolen, basically here it was a little bit tricky to have things delivered because there's no buzzer. Normally in apartment blocks there's a buzzer and you have your name by the buzzer, and so when somebody comes to do a delivery, they just buzz you. And there was no buzzer here, and even though I put instructions all the time saying please call me, there is no buzzer, they don't. And so they'd either just leave it at the door, which they're not supposed to do, or they'd send it to a packet shop, which is what they're supposed to do. But there were a couple of times where I guess then it was kind of the driver's fault, but they just leave it at the door and we get a notification only half an hour later, and by the time that we get down there it's not there anymore. And there's a camera in the lobby here. Well, we don't know if it's fake or not, but there's supposedly a camera in the lobby, and Luke ended up emailing them saying, hey, like we've had a package stolen, would you mind?
It was confirmed that it was stolen because we found the box in the recycle.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing.
With our like name, or the name and address scratched out. But
I can insert photos because I took photos to send.
You could still make it out, and then it had like somebody else's mail inside it.
Yeah.
So it was definitely, it wasn't just like it, went into the, what are it called, universe somewhere. It was
stolen by a tenant.
Taken by somebody.
The problem as well is that it was over Christmas, and there were only about like 6 apartments habited over Christmas. And so every time
there were only like 6 people that we saw coming in and out.
Yeah,
that we bumped into. But.
And so every time I saw somebody, I'm like, you could have been the person. But basically we contacted the management and we're like, hey, this package has been stolen. We found the contents of it in the, not the contents, the packaging of it in the recycle bin. Can you check the camera? And they basically came back and were like, what was it, like it's not our responsibility?
Oh, no, they said it's an invasion of people's privacy, but
this is the lobby.
It's just the lobby, which you can, it's got a glass door you can see from the outside, and also, what's the point of having a camera there?
Exactly.
Which is so weird because in New Zealand, like none of the hallways here have cameras.
No.
In New Zealand,
everything has cameras.
Have cameras everywhere other than like bathrooms and changing rooms.
Yeah.
Because that's not on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very weird. And then that they wouldn't check it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
They basically said it's not our responsibility. So this happened 2 or 3 times, and half the time it was like we'd get something delivered on Amazon Prime because it has the tracking function, but then the driver wasn't updating it, and so we get a notification saying it was left at the door half an hour ago.
Yeah.
And so like we were trying to follow it, and there was one time the map didn't come up, and so I just sat outside for like 2 hours because I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and read my book to make sure that I get this, because I can't guarantee if they're gonna send it to a packet shop or just leave it outside. Anyway, so that was a bit difficult. And then for the first like 2 months there wasn't even a mailbox.
No, there was a mail.
There was no mailbox outside.
No mailbox outside. So
there's like
inside.
Exactly.
But
there's like a code.
There was a mail box, like a.
It was like the brown thing that I showed you that had the towels on it, and they just had like plastic boxes with
that just
like new mail or yeah. It was a total mess. And then we came home one day and found Deutsche Post, which is like, I think they.
It's just German Post.
Yeah, but I think they manage like all post companies within Germany. Anyway, for letters, they basically do everything. And we came home one day and we're like, we're not. It was posted to the front of the door, and it was like, no letters will be delivered here until an outside letterbox is instated. We're like, well, we can't do anything about that. And then we later found out that our respective families, so like Luke's family in New Zealand and also his sister in America, my family in New Zealand and my friend in New Zealand, And then something else as well. They'd all tried to send letters, and they'd all received the letters back saying that the address was incorrect and it had bounced. And they sent me a picture of the letter, and I checked it, and it was exactly correct. Like, there was nothing wrong. They'd done all the umlauts.
It was the same address that we've used for all of the internal mail.
Exactly. And so the only mail that we had received was messages that were sent from like the Ausländerbehörde, so like the visa office.
Within Stuttgart.
Stuff within Stuttgart. So that was really difficult. We didn't get letters for ages, and then we were really worried that we'd missed things because, for example, it took us 8 months to set up a bank account because it's so stupid. They have to send all of your things in different letters, so like your bank card, your PIN for your bank card, your bank account number, your PIN for your bank account number, all needs to come in separate letters so that it's secure or something, but I don't know how anything being sent in the post is secure. Anyway, it took 8 months to get all 5 letters, and half the time I was like, I'm pretty sure that it's like just not being delivered because there's an issue with our address, or I don't know. I asked to pick it up, they wouldn't let me. So that whole address thing was really difficult. And then I think I explained in one of my previous vlogs that I went through like 2 months of being extremely sick. And the first cause of that was that I am pretty sure, like I didn't get it diagnosed or anything, but I started feeling really ill for about a week. I couldn't really keep food down. I couldn't exercise. I barely got out of bed. And then like there were a whole bunch of other symptoms. But we came home from a walk one day, and they'd posted up on the front wall, or like the front door, saying, beware, a positive case of Legionnaire's disease has been, or like Legionella, has been discovered in the water piping.
I think somebody got sick and then they tested the water.
So this was like a week after I got sick.
It's basically just if water's sitting, so like if apartments aren't being used, then you can get bacteria that breeds in the pipes.
Yeah.
But if all pipes are connected, you potentially, like if you're next to a vacant apartment,
yeah,
there could be an issue in their apartment, and then you run the water through to yours, or
yeah,
or like it, you know, makes its way down through the pipes to you.
Exactly. And like there's 3 floors, 4 if you include the ground floor, to this apartment block, and I'm fairly certain that there are only like 2 or 3 apartments on the top floor that are occupied. Second floor I've never actually been on, but on this floor it varies. Like people are in and out a lot, and then the apartment will be vacant for quite a while. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure that I got sick from that, which is not great. It was not fun. It's normally a
respiratory thing, but apparently some people can get stomach, like stomach bug with it.
Yeah. And so then we didn't drink tap water for like a couple of months. We just bought bottled water, which we don't like doing because it's such a waste of plastic and money. And then like you had to turn the shower up to,
you had to run stuff for a while.
Yeah, like full heat, and let it run for a while so it would aerate, so that it would like clear the bad water, and then you could put it down to the temperature you wanted. It was just not great. Is that everything? If I haven't, I briefly talked about it at the beginning when I was listing things off. But overall, it's like, it's been an interesting first place to stay. I think the hardest thing has been that it's a studio apartment, which would normally be fine apart from the fact that we both work from home primarily, and so it's really hard to take work calls. Or like if I wanted to make a tea while Luke was working, you can't really boil water because it makes a lot of sound and stuff like that. So overall it's been good. It hasn't been my favorite place, but I feel like
it could have been a lot worse. It
could have been so much worse. Yeah, like considering that the bathroom is newly renovated and it's so close to things, really easy to get in to anywhere by public transport. So we haven't needed a car, we haven't needed bikes. Like it's been really easy. So yeah, I mean it's not been terrible. It's been quite good. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to add? No.
No, I just want to move.
It's been a lot of talking. We've pretty much spent the last 2 days just straight packing and moving things. And I've also damaged my ACL, so I'm not able to walk and carry heavy things that much. So it's been on Luke. Anyway, tonight is the last night, and then we're done. We're no longer Stuttgartians.
No, we're Tübingens.
Tübingenites.
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 I don't know, we need to figure out what it is. But anyway, tomorrow will be moved and I'm so excited. It'll be so good. And we have a one bedroom, but not the German one bedroom. It's the like
one bedroom, and then there's like separate from the living room and kitchen. So yeah, I'm so excited. Good morning, it's moving day. We've got like all of our boxes laid up here. I showed them a bit last night and we're gonna start taking them down. I'm gonna sit in the lobby and read my book probably, if I'm allowed to, because I don't know what else I'm gonna do while I'm down there. But we've pretty much sorted out the kitchen, everything's clean. We've emptied out the fridge, we've emptied out the bathroom, everything is clean. So yeah, we're pretty much like sorted and ready. We're just waiting for my friend from uni is bringing a van to help us move and he's running a bit late, so he'll be here in about half an hour. So while we're waiting, Luke's gonna heft the boxes down and I'm just gonna sit with them. My knee, I've done something to my ACL, so I'm not supposed to do any heavy lifting, tragically, so I can't really help. That's all good. We're getting there. I'm very excited to just be gone and move, basically. So yeah, guess we better start taking these boxes down. We're pretty much done. Just the final few things, which are gonna go in this bag, all of that, most of that. And then we can leave. Kind of surreal, to be honest. I'm gonna do like a midday check-in. Oh, actually that music's probably a bit loud. Can you turn it down just so I don't get copyrighted? Midday check-in. It is a total mess here. Obviously I'll do a full walkthrough. It's like, but we got our coffee machine working, so we have coffee, and that's all that's needed. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. But there's an Edeka, which is like a supermarket chain here in Germany, which is an expensive one, which is like a 5-minute walk, would you say? Yeah. So it's like really close. Just out of the complex.
Yeah, it's just out of the complex. So we brought the van here, we unloaded everything. I started unpacking things and then we went to Edeka and got some food. They had like filled rolls and like pizza sticks. No, it's fine. Pizza sticks thing. Sorry. It's fine. And then we got a desserty thing, of course. And then we've just come back and we're just working through stuff and unpacking and washing all of the dishes of the stuff that we bought at TK Maxx, which we hadn't opened. And yeah, just thought I'd check in quick, but I will do another update in a bit once we've got more to show. But at the moment, coffee, that's the main thing. So we've pretty much finished up what we're gonna do today. We've done like the bedroom, like the majority of the bedroom, and they've set up our desks. I'll give you a quick preview, but I'll obviously do like a more in-depth thing later. But we've done both of our desks so that we can start working tomorrow and put most of the kitchen stuff away and washed everything that we normally use. So we're pretty much going to leave it there for today because my department usually has drinks Monday night, and either I can't go or I have to leave early to catch the train back to Stuttgart. So tonight's the first night that I don't have to, and I'm so excited. So we're gonna go out and have drinks and celebrate the move, and then I'll probably do like a proper tour as soon as we've put everything away. We've still got like a couple of bits and bobs like down here. That's pretty much just rubbish, so we just need to sort through it and figure out where it's going. And then yeah, we've just got like a few boxes scattered around the place of just extra things that we need to put away in its place or sort into boxes and stuff. So yeah, it feels so good to like mostly be done, and the whole area is very functional now. So even if we didn't finish those boxes and just left it till the weekend, everything else is pretty much sorted, which makes me so happy. It does mean that this week can be like a really good productive week because we've smashed out the majority of the stuff that we need to do. So I'm gonna go now, and yeah, I'm super excited to finally be here in Tübingen, and I will show you the rest of it, yeah, probably tomorrow or the day after when we've sorted things out a bit more.
thank you if you've stuck around this long. It's a very long video. I'm gonna try cut it down. I probably ramble a lot. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a nice day or night wherever you are, and I will see you with another video very soon. There's lots of moving content, so if you like moving content, enjoy the next videos coming. Woo! Big summer blowout. Anyway, bye.